This video is a video on coordinate geometry of the line. In particular, it's looking at coordinate geometry of the line worksheet number 4, and it's focusing on the slope of the line. In this particular video, we're going to focus on one way to find the slope of the line, and that way is using the slope formula. So, using the slope formula is perhaps the easiest way to find the slope of the line. However, there is a few criteria for it. Firstly, though, the formula for the slope of the line is found on page 18 of the Formula and Tables booklet, and it can be seen here too. So to find the slope of the line formula, you need 2 points on the line. That's the key point here. So you need 2 points on the line. If you don't have 2 points on the line, it's not going to work. And the slope is represented by the letter m. So the best way to learn how to use the slope formula is just to look at a few examples. So we have here or minus 1, 1 and s 1 minus 3 are 2 points. Find the slope of the line or s. So first I'm going to write out the points. So we have minus 1, 1 and s 1 minus 3. I'm going to label them x and y. So this x1, this y1, this x2, this y2. Then we have the slope formula. So m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we just fill it in then. So m is equal to, so y2 is minus 3 minus y1, which is minus 1, and all of that is over x2, which is 1, minus x1, which is minus 1. So when you pop that in your calculator, you're going to get that m is equal to minus 2. The next example then, so it says a is 2 minus 2 and b is 8 minus 1, and it tells us they are 2 points, and it wants us to find the slope of the line AB, and it says what does this tell you about the line AB? So I'm going to write out the points. We have A, which is 2 minus 2, and B, which is 8 minus 1. A is x1, y1, B is x2, y2, and then the equation for the slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So again, we just fill this in. So m, we have y2, which is minus 1, minus y1, which is minus 2, making sure you're okay with your signs. And then x2, which is 8, minus x1, which is 2. So we have minus 1 minus 2. So minus 1, minus by minus gives us a plus. So it's going to be minus 1 plus 2, which is 1, over 8 take 2, which is 6. Now then it says here, what does this slope value tell you about the line AB? So from the last video we can remember that the slope tells us 2 things. The first thing is it tells us whether the slope goes up or down. So from that we're able to tell whether it's positive when it's uphill and negative when it's downhill. And the second thing we're able to see is it tells us how steep it is. And the larger the number, the steeper it is. So here what we have is we have the slope of 1 over 6. So first of all, we have to figure out whether it is a positive or negative slope. Well, it is positive. There's no negative sign, so it's a positive sign. So this line goes uphill. So we can say that. So it says line goes uphill as it's positive. And then also we can say that because, so 1 over 6 isn't very big. And because it's not very big, the line AB isn't very steep. So again, every time it asks you to talk about a slope, you talk about 2 things. So first of all, you talk about whether it's going uphill or downhill, and second of all, you talk about the steepness of it. So whether there's a large number or whether it's a small number. So if it's a large number, it is very steep. If it's a small number, it's not very steep. The third question we have then is we have if the slope of a line through 3, 2 and 8k is 3 over 5. Find the value of k. So the first thing we do here is we talk about the slope formula. So the slope formula, m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So we have 2 points, we have 3, 2, and we have 8k. Now I'm going to label these, so we have x1 and y1 and x2, y2. And we also have that m, which is the slope, is equal to 3 over 5. So then we fill in the information that we know. So m is 3 over 5, y2 is k, y1 is 2, over x2, which is 8, minus x1, which is 3. So this will stay as 3 over 5, and this will be equal to k minus 2, and then 8, take 3 is 5. So we have 5 under both, so we can forget about the 5. So then this will become 3 is equal to k minus 2. I'm going to plus 2 to both sides, and then we'll get 5 is equal to k. So the value of k in this example is 5. So looking at some of the questions you're going to be doing yourself. So question 1 to 4 is literally just writing out the slope formula, remembering that the slope formula is m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And then you're just filling it in with the different points. The key thing you have to do every single time is write out the points and label them. So this is for the first one. You always label it x1, y1, x2, y2. If you don't do that step, you'll start to make mistakes really, really easily. So make sure every single time you write down what the points are and label them x1, y1, x2, y2. Then it makes summing it into the formula really, really easy. Now, these two questions are very similar to the last example I did. So making sure you know that the slope formula is m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Again, take your 2 points, so 2, 5 and 4k, label them x1, y1, x2, y2, and we know that the slope is minus 4. So we're able to fill that in exactly like we did in the example 3 and solve it. So question 5 and 6 are very similar. They should hopefully be fine. Question 7 is a little bit different, so it just asks you first of all to write the coordinates of A, B, C and D. That should be really, really easy. The second thing it does is it just asks you to find the slopes of AB, BC, CD and AD. So just figuring out what the slopes of all those lines are, making sure that the slope again is m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And then 8, so it says show that the line passing through A, minus 1, minus 2 and B, 3, 0 has the same slope as the line passing through C, which is 2, 3, and D, which is minus 2, 1. So again, we need to do the slope formula twice. We have 2 lines, and then it says show that they are the same slope. So you need to get the same answer. So if the slopes are the same, we'll get the same answer. Okay, and that's the end of this video. If you have any questions, just get in contact with me and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. But I'm hoping that this will make coordinate geometry, the worksheet 4, quite simple.